Drax seems to have lost his simmering anger a little bit in this Guardians. How have the Guardians affected him?
I think he feels like he has a family again. You know, I think he still mourns over the family he lost, but I think he really feels much more content. I think he's still definitely going to have that underlying anger. Oh, it will always be with him. But I think he's just, he's found his new family. He's very content, and he's kind of happy.
Speaking of family, we haven't seen Drax yet avenge the loss of his family from the first film. Yeah. Do you think we'll see that in Guardians 3 or Infinity War? Is that going to be addressed in either one of those?
I hope so, to be honest with you, and this is God's honest truth. I have no idea. I don't know. And obviously, if I did have an idea, I wouldn't tell you, but I wouldn't sit here and swear to God that I have no idea, but I don't.
Do you ship Mantis and Drax, or do you like them together?
I love Drax and Mantis.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
The chemistry is amazing. I think they're like two odd little kids playing together, but there's just like a certain innocence that they share, I just love the chemistry between myself and Palm as well.
Right.
I think we just mesh well.
In the comics, Drax has the daughter Moondragon, and she gets brought back. Would you like to see that play out in any one of these films?
Yeah, of course. I would love to tell more of a backstory of Drax. Whether that'll happen or not. I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever really focus on Drax, but I hope so, because I think it's a really interesting story.
I know that CM Punk was writing Drax for a while.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a friend of yours. Did you have any advice for him at all when he was writing that?
No, I didn't even know he was gonna. He'd never even talked to me about it. I
Really?
just, when it was announced is when I found out.
Oh wow!
And I was like super excited about it. And I was like, man, what a coincidence. And we talked a little bit. And after that, and I was just like, man, it's just crazy. I mean, it's just so crazy the way they worked out and the way we both left the company and ended up here. Here we are together.
That's incredible. That's so
Yeah.
incredible. Where would you like to see Drax go in Guardians 3 or Infinity War?
Well, personally, I'd love to see him go head to head with Thanos.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. I've always been a proponent for that. But wherever, they're just really brilliant about their writing, and James Gunn has so much. Well, he'll have complete creative control over Guardians 3, and he has tons of input as far as Guardians go on Infinity War. So I just trust in him, man. I do completely.
That's awesome. Which Avenger are you most excited to share the screen with?
Oh, I've said for years and years and years, it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Tony Stark, man. And I just think there's so much humor to be had there between Drax and Tony Stark, man. 'Cause with him being such a sarcastic bastard, and Drax, taking everything so literally, I think there's just tons of humor to be had there. And I'm also just a huge fan of Robert's.
As am I. I think it's great, and I love the chemistry that you guys all have as a team.
Yeah.
Coming back for the second time around, was there anything that you wanted to explore more in Drax this time?
No, I thought, originally going into the film before I read the script, I thought that they were going to go a different direction with Drax, and I thought there was going to be less humor. And I thought we were going to explore more of the comic Drax, more of a badass Drax. And when I first read it, I was a little disappointed, because I thought that was what I had in my mind. They were going to go that action route with Drax, but it was just tons more humor. And I didn't, because I don't really find myself funny. So when I was reading the script and I would read my lines, and I just didn't think they were very funny. And then when we all sat down and we did the table read, and found myself laughing hysterically, and even when I would read my lines and people would laugh, and I'd look at them, and kind of surprised, because I just don't find myself very funny. But that's when I kind of realized how great the script was.
I love it. Is there anything you could tell me about Escape Plan 2?
It's got me and Sylvester Stallone in it, yeah.
That's
Escape Plan 2, I can tell you this. It's completely different than Escape Plan 1.
Okay.
So if you saw Escape Plan 1 and you were a fan or weren't a fan, it's a completely different route. It's a different vibe, different look. Obviously, I'm coming in and kind of filling the gap that Arnold left.
Sure.
And I am, no Arnold Schwarzenegger, but then again, I am no Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah, exactly.
So there's a completely different chemistry between Ray Breslin and myself and my character, and a good chemistry, because I mesh well with Sly, man.